Wena, suka.
If it
Yes, the video is it on? Hello. So today I wanted us to talk about the date review. So I haven't bathed because there's no water, so excuse me. How I think as black people we don't have knowledge of how to manage our finances, and as a result we do find ourselves in a whole lot of debt. And with that being said, you then try to get out of the debt with the advertisements. There's a lot of advertisements. No, stay away from the video. That say, come join this and that. We're gonna help you in everything. One of them being debt review. I just want to share my experience with debt review, and with the lack of knowledge that I don't know whether it's just me, but I feel like in general I was never taught financial wisdom as a child. There is not part of the conversation that I would have with my mother. She didn't teach me. She would just tell me basic things like, no, try and avoid debt, or if you must have debt, pay it. But obviously, the world had evolved, and there are things like debt review, and you then one day suddenly find yourself saying, look, I'm in a lot of debt and I don't know how I'm gonna get out of it. And then obviously there's people advertising all over the show, debt review, and you're like, wow, it sounds like this can help me. And I cannot be blamed. I can't be blamed for taking that option, because those debt review companies, their advertisements are so good. You're disturbing me. The advertisements are so good. They actually say, we are gonna help you, and you then, as the black child, or not even as a black child, shall we not make it maybe a racial issue, but I feel like as black people we don't have financial knowledge. You then opt for this date review option, not having knowledge of exactly what it is, or what you're getting yourself into, because first of all, they don't give you the full information to say, once you're in this thing, it's going to be difficult to come out of it. So because you are so desperate and you just want to save your home, you want to save your kids, you're very desperate, you want to hold on to the little that you've got, you go into this date review blindfoldedly, like I did. I think it was in 2013, if I'm not mistaken. In 2013, I then went I went with this date review company, and then 1 month into it, when they found codes, and they said, okay, this is the codes, and this is how much you're gonna pay. I think the initial amount that they had quoted me was like something like 8,000 something, right? And then I was battling to make 12,000. Really, I think I was not even making 12,000. So for me to commit myself to paying 8,000 odd would have been very would have been very difficult. And remember, they will then add up all these debts, and then they'll give you one amount to pay. So they'll say you pay 8.7, and then when you're sitting, you're like, okay, I'm barely just making 12,000, and yet I'm going to commit to this installment of 8.7. So there I decided, no, I don't want to go through with this debt review thing. I don't want to go through with it. 8.7 is going to be a lot for me. And yeah, I can't cope. I go back to the debt company, which I'm going to try not mention it, before I found out a few things. I tell them, no, I don't want this debt review thing. The debt review company then, I write a letter. I remember writing a letter saying, I don't want this thing. Please stay away from the video, please. I don't want this thing. And then she said, write a letter to cancel it. I wrote a letter. It was within a month of me being in in a relationship with these guys. She then sent me a 17.4, which then I didn't even understand. What is that, right? She said on the 17.4, client failed to pay, debt review cancelled. Right, that was about 7-8 years ago. Now it is 7 years later. I'm trying to understand, or I'm trying to get myself a car, because I've had my car for 14 years, and then my credit check or my ITC says I'm under debt review. My thing is this: I haven't even paid these guys, not even one installment. I've never paid them one installment to let them to give them, you know, the sense that we had an agreement. I hadn't. I mean, it was just a month down the line, and I said, guys, I don't want to be in a relationship with you guys. But here it is, 7 years down the line, I'm under debt review, so I'm miserable. I will try and find out, what do I need to do. I was never we didn't agree with these people. Yes, I did say they must help me, but I think a month later or so, I said, no, I don't want your thing, because that's what we do. We say, no, I think I want that, and then you realize a month later, oh, what? No, I don't want that, you know, without having full knowledge. And guess what? My hands are tied. Everything of mine is tied. I can't move forward. But I feel like for the lack of knowledge, what needs to be done, I didn't have the knowledge, but these people have now listed me as under debt review. And now when I speak to NCR says I need to pay up all the debts in order for them to take out that status. But how possible is that? If I look at my debt, yes, it's not a lot of debt, but I was paying my debts monthly. You know, I've got arrangements with the companies. I'm paying them at the rate that I can afford. So if you are now saying I must pay up the debt, which is, when I look at it will take me a good 1 year or 2 years to pay up. In the meantime, I want a car. What needs to happen? But anyway, the essence of the conversation is that we do go into things. We put ourselves into agreements that we're not sure what's happening, and we go in there blindfoldedly. And I feel like sometimes maybe these companies, they do take advantage. They take advantage because for the lack of knowledge maybe that we have, they are looking for clients. Now you get stuck with this status forever. But my thing is, how do people feel about this debt review thing? That's a conversation that I'm trying to have. Did it make your life miserable? And then when you wanted to cancel it, what happened? Right, you can stop the video.